Hello, and welcome to the Movie Universe. I'm your host, Movie Fan. Today, I'm going to be talking about Masked Rider. What is Masked Rider? Well, it was another show brought to America by Saban, based off of the hit Japanese series Kamen Rider. And believe it or not, this series is actually older than Power Rangers. In fact, it's been described as one of the inspirations for it. And just like Super Sentai, it still continues to this day. And when Saban brought Power Rangers to America and made it world famous, he decided to extend his grasp on other Japanese TV shows. This was the second one, after VR Troopers. The story is about Prince Dex. He comes from the planet Edenoi, where his evil uncle Count Dragon rules it with an iron fist. Dex's grandfather gives him the power of the Masked Rider to fight his uncle's evil forces, and sends him to Earth to protect it from Count Dragon, because that's his next target. Dex befriends the Smith family. They adopt him, teach him how things are done on Earth, and they help to protect his secret, that he's an alien from outer space and that he is the Masked Rider. Of course, Dex didn't come alone. He brought his pet named Furbus. He is a very weird-looking critter, and he looks suspiciously like a Furby. Come to think of it, his name kind of sounds like Furby, doesn't it? Coincidence? I don't know. As you would expect, the story plays out that he goes to school, and when Count Dragon's up to no good, Dex becomes the Masked Rider to take down the monsters. Of course, he gains new powers and new abilities along the way thanks to his grandfather, because even though they're separated by light years, they can still communicate with each other. In fact, his grandfather is constantly giving him advice, a lot like Zordon. Thanks to his grandfather's wisdom, he gets two vehicles, a motorcycle named Chopper and a car named Magno. And you're not going to believe this. Chopper was voiced by Jason Narvi. That's right, Skull was the voice to Chopper. And by Season 2, the Masked Rider gets Super Gold powers, so he could fight even more powerful monsters. Whenever Masked Rider's powers won't do, he can go Super Gold. And then later on, he developed Super Blue powers that gave him incredible teleportation abilities. Believe it or not, this show is actually a spin-off of Power Rangers. In fact, it all started here in 1995 in one episode of Power Rangers where they go to the Masked Rider's planet and help him save it from evil forces. That's what kicked off the series. And it was actually okay, although it did have a little more comedic moments that just did not flow very well. Mostly with Furbus. But it did have some good action, especially when Dex is fighting the monsters. But sadly, the series didn't last very long. Now, IMDb claims it went for 2 seasons. However, I think it really went for only 1, because it started in September of 1995 and ended in November of 1996. Why was it so short-lived? Well, I can think of a few good reasons. The first one's a pretty simple one. Here in America, Power Rangers is king. The second part, the characters are okay, but they're so bland. Dex is alright once he's the Masked Rider, but everyone else, they just don't have that flair that the cast of Power Rangers had. I watched the show for a little bit, but I was not committed to it. If I remember correctly, I caught maybe about 5 or 10 episodes. It was good, but to me, it just could not compete with Power Rangers. Those are pretty much the only reasons I can come up with. If there's a third, it would probably be the fact that Kamen Rider is a tough show to try to transition to America. Now, if you watch the Japanese series, it's actually pretty darn cool. But if you try to Americanize it, it just doesn't seem to want to work. Why? I don't know. There's just something about this show that does not want to be Americanized. What's even more surprising is you will not find the DVD anywhere because they've never made one. Now, you can actually find some clips online on the legendary Power Rangers channel. They started releasing some clips here and there. But still, any Power Rangers fan will tell you that'll only show you so much. Now, normally I would tell you that if you ever have the time to check this show out, you should do it. But since the DVDs don't exist, and there's barely any footage online, I can't really tell you that. All I could say is if it ever comes around, you might want to give it a shot. Although I think you might want to check out the Japanese series Kamen Rider first. This is Movie Fan, signing off.